that's a pretty moon. Anyway. Well, good morning, everybody, if you can't see my face. Auction day. Here we go. Gun auction day. This time Caleb's going with blood in his eye. What are you gonna bid on something particular?
60R.
You got any messages for anyone who wants to bid against you?
Well, have fun with your new gun.
Well, we're here. Got any thoughts?
Not broke yet.
Not broke yet? Haven't even started yet. Got any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know.
Here we go.
Last call here, 800. 800 anywhere. Sold 775.
Have a nice little 49 pocket model here. Still got the engraving pretty clear on it. Somebody you all know probably is looking at that. What have they done to you?
1275 here, 1275, 1275, you're out there, 1275, 13 and a quarter, 13 and a quarter, quarter, 50, 50, 75, 13, 75,
Looks interesting.
14 and a quarter, 50, 50, 14, 75.
Somebody started on it.
And a quarter, 15, 50,
These are all parts here.
16, 16 and a quarter, 50, 50, 16, 75. 1750, 17, got 8 and a half and 75, 850 to 75, 900 over to 900 over to 999, 900 here, 9 and a quarter, 900 model, and I got 475, 500, 475 and 5, 500 over looking there, boys there, but 500 here, but 500, 475,
Don't.
5 and a quarter,
It's the pocket model. Do not bid on that.
550, sold 5 and a quarter, 1578.
We got the little C Sharps pepper box going here.
650, 650, sold 625.
625 for a little C Sharp pepper box.
232,
We got our little COTV gun here.
100.
It's a Hong.
$100 bill. We're here, ladies and gentlemen, 225. 225,
Hit it.
25, 25, 50, 52, 50, 52, 50, west side's in, 2, 50, 52, 50, 52, 52, 50, 50, 250, 250, 250, 75 now, 275, 275, now 3, now 3, 3, now 3, now 3, 3, now 3, now 3, now 3, minute 3, minute 3, 3, minute 3, minute 3, 300 anywhere, sold 275, 245. I couldn't see for you.
They have the barrel open the light so it looks like
299 is
BB
a
gun.
21.4. And how many dollars to go on a tear? 650, 75.
You got your King Edward cigar box.
650, 75, 700 over to 7
Hit it.
quarter. 300 and a quarter on the flintlock. 350, 50, 350, 50, 350, 50, 350, 50, 350, 50, 50 bids on the floor. 350. 3 and a quarter now, 50, 50, 350, 50, 350, 50, 350,
It's a snap-on flintlock.
now, 350 now, 350 now, 350 now, 350. Turn that thing around, show them that action there. That's crazy. 350, 3 and a quarter now, 50 now, 50 now, 350, 50, 350, 50. Last call, 3 and a half. Sold 3 and a quarter to the right side, number 245.
Well, that was a pretty good auction. We didn't stay for the whole thing. We got quite a few deals here. Except these two. These two aren't actually ours. You'll probably see them on another channel someday. Let's go home and discuss what we got, how much it costs, and see if we got any deals. Alright, what we have here, as you can see, it needs a little work. It needs a few springs, but what we have here is a Metropolitan 1851 Navy. I believe, unless I'm wrong, the Metropolitan Firearms Company had license from Colt to make this because it is a carbon copy of an 1851 Navy. And like I said, they're really rare actually because there's only 6,000 of them made, and they were made from 1864 to 1865 just to fill the orders at the end of the war. We'll have a video coming out on it, but yeah, basically an identical copy of the 1851 Navy made in 1864. So this is interesting. We gave $300 for this pistol. And on the internet, they're bringing minimum in this shape $1,000. So yeah, I'd say we did pretty good there, saving $700. So yeah, that's the first thing. All right, let's move it on down the line. What do we got here? I know absolutely nothing about these things other than they're French pinfire revolvers, and this one is a 7mm. Okay, so we gave $100 for this, and it's, like I said, pinfire, going to be hard to find ammo for, but we're known to find ammo on this channel that you can't find for most guns. So, as you can see, this little gun locks up super tight. The thing about a pinfire, and we've never owned one, is it's okay to dry fire it because there's no firing pin to hurt. This is a double action, so a very early double action. I don't know exactly what the dates are on these, but I know that generally these things run for $300 to $500. And we paid $100 for it. So yeah, there we saved ourselves at least $200. Moving on down the line. This one kind of fell in our lap for $275. This is the Thompson Center 54 caliber Hawken. And it is in really impeccable shape. I mean, it is really super nice, but the reason it went for fairly cheap was someone tried to tap and use a tap and die set there to drill a scope mount onto it, and they did a decent job, and they also didn't go anywhere near through the whole barrel, so it's still fine. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to fill those with screws that fit it, and then we'll sand it down, probably brown the barrel, and you won't even know that those were ever there. Anyway, really nice Thompson Center Hawken in 54 caliber. So anyway, they usually run for about $500. So we, outside of that little drill and tap job, we saved ourselves, you know, anywhere from $250 or so. All right, now this one is not actually ours. This one belongs to Duke Frazier. He bought it today, but it has to come through us, of course, and we'll have to send it up through an FFL to him. But what we got here is a Belgium-made Browning Auto 5 with the suicide safety, so it's made before 1927, and it's got a little pitting on it. Everything on it still works, does have a little pitting, but that's not going to affect its ability to fire.
Has a shot an auto 5 and long enough you forgot to poke the button.
Is that better?
Yes.
All right, moving on. This is another one of Duke's guns he got today. This is a Winchester Model 97, which we have a few of those on the channel if you want to go look. It's in 16 gauge. It's actually in pretty good condition. If you can see, the markings are real clear there. It's a 16 gauge. I believe it's a 2 9/16 inch chamber. And that is a 16 gauge Winchester Model 1897. I believe this one's made in 1902. So yeah, it's got a few years on it. And we have this right here. Now, we gave not much for this gun. As you can see,
$30.
it has, as you can see, it might look like it has some serious issues, like the hammers are missing. This is a double barrel 10 gauge that has had some serious work done on it. Like somebody has rebuilt this trigger guard from scratch. It's not the right trigger guard. A few screws have been replaced. Of course, the hammer's missing. Instead of tightening, you should be able to go in there and tighten a screw to make this takedown fit better. Instead of doing that, somebody just put a piece of leather in it. And it is a percussion double barrel 10 gauge, of course. If you can see that. Big barrels. Now, the thing that's interesting about this gun is I was looking at it and it says, first of all, of course, it says 10 gauge, wrought iron steel, right up there on the rib. I thought, man, that looks familiar. Where have I seen that writing before? And so I finally cleaned it up a little bit, and right under there it says Whitneyville, patent 1866. So this is an Eli Whitney special, wrought iron, just like Walker's. So it's going to be interesting. Well, all we got to do, everything works on it. We do need to tighten up the joint in there. And somebody's put a screw in there in this leather. We have to fix this. This is going to be a real project. But when we're done, we should have a original working wrought iron 10 gauge double barrel shotgun made by Eli Whitney III. So that's interesting stuff. Lay that down there. All right, now the coup de grace. Look at the lock on that. I mean, just look at that. It is awesome. It is huge. It still has an original flint in there, and they got leather inside these jaws that has been in there so long it is petrified and feels like it's rock. Now, it is a dog lock, and Caleb first got this. He was wondering what this is for until he tried to cock it, and then he realized there is so much spring pressure on this thing, you literally have to pull back on that to cock it. And you have a little bitty pan right there. I don't know if you can see it. Just a very little line and a super wide frizz in here. Let's see if we get a little spark out of this. I don't know. This flint has probably been in here for 200 or 300 years, it looks like. Probably nobody fired it in that amount of time. Yeah, and we have spark. Wow, this thing is a beast. I don't think you can even get this thing in frame. The barrel itself is nearly 6 foot long. Take a look at that butt plate. Ooh, so I don't knock everything over back there. But yeah, this is quite the piece. It is, like I said, it's a dog lock. And I don't know, I've never seen a frizzen that looked anything like that. So this is quite the piece of history. I gotta say, I bet this is from probably the 1700s, but I wouldn't be surprised if this came from the 1600s. That's how old it is. These things, I don't know what they run money-wise, just like I don't know what the double barrel runs money-wise, but I believe we got this for $300, something like that. So not bad. Not bad at all for what it is and the fact that it actually still works. Go ahead and take that back because I doubt I can put it on the table. Anyway, that's all we have for today with our trip to the auction. Trust in God. Keep your powder dry. Thanks for watching. Bye.